Hey yo, Mark here for Mark's Max Muscle. And today I'm going to be doing a profile on Steve Reeves. Reeves is one of the most legendary bodybuilders of all time. So I figured it was about time I did one on him. So without further ado, let's take a look at Steve Reeves. Reeves is an American being born in Montana in 1926. By the age of 10, Steve Reeves had lost his father in a farming accident, and he and his mother moved to California. And it was here where he developed an interest in bodybuilding. Reeves won his first bodybuilding title in 1946, taking the AAU Mr. Pacific Coast title. Just 1 year later, Reeves would capture the Mr. America title. He would go on to win several more AAU titles, and in 1948, he would go for another title called Mr. USA. He would actually place second to a bodybuilder by the name of Clarence Ross. That same year, he would enter the inaugural NABBA Mr. Universe competition. He placed second once again to a legendary bodybuilder by the name of John Grimmick. Ross and Grimmick are two of the all-time greats for sure. In 1949, Steve got a chance to avenge his losses to Ross and to Grimmick, as all three men would enter that year's Mr. USA competition. Reeves would place a disappointing third right underneath Ross, and the winner that year, John Grimmick. Reeves would once again vie for the NABBA Mr. Universe title in 1950. With the absence of Ross and Grimmick, Reeves saw competition this year in Reg Park. Still to today, people debate who was better between these two. It's the classic apples versus oranges comparison. I believe Reg had more separation and perhaps was more muscular. But Reeves had better overall lines and presented himself much better in his posing. So I guess it's really what you prefer in a bodybuilder. And that year, the judges preferred Steve Reeves. He would capture perhaps the biggest title in bodybuilding at that time, the NABBA Mr. Universe title. A title which is still in effect today. Interestingly enough, Reeves actually received a very familiar trophy for his Universe win. It was actually a Sandow statue, pretty much exactly what the Olympia winner gets today. So really, Steve Reeves was the very first real bodybuilder to win a Sandow. Now, I understand there was 3 Sandows handed out way back in 1901 by Eugene Sandow himself, but I consider those 3 guys pretty much precursors to what guys like Steve Reeves and Reg Park did with their physiques. Even Eugene Sandow himself I consider much more impressive than any of those 3 gentlemen. After reaching the pinnacle of his chosen sport, Steve Reeves decided to conquer Hollywood. He actually went on to have a very successful movie career, becoming perhaps the most famous bodybuilder of his time. At the peak of his acting career, Reeves was actually the highest paid actor in Europe. To me, his most memorable role was that of Hercules. And this, of course, was a recurring role. Reeves, without a doubt, paved the way for guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, and even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Steve Reeves will go down in history as being one of the most legendary bodybuilders of all time. His classic physique and good looks sets him apart from anybody else in the history of the sport. He is Steve Reeves, a true bodybuilding legend. Well, that about does it for that one. Let me know in the comments section below if there's any other legendary bodybuilders that you'd like to see me do profiles on. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and that's it for now. This is Mark for Mark's Max Muscle.